All right, guys. So I'm on day 55 of retention. And boys, when I tell you shit is starting to happen, especially today, and it's almost like when you think back to old parts of yourself, and it's like, you're like, there's no way this could be me. But mostly this was today, this was earlier, but it was so crazy. I was like, I gotta record this. So basically, I'm on a walk with my bro, because usually after we eat, we're gonna post meal walk. And then we're just like talking, talking, being present, and stuff. But then we kind of, when you're on retention, if anyone's that's done it long enough, you start getting the wet dreams. But what was so crazy today was that while we were talking, the same day, the night before, we both have a wet dream. But when we describe the succubus or whatever, it's the same exact appearance. It was like, I guess like black woman, but like she was like petite, so I thought she was young, but then her face was like aged, right? And then he describes her as the same way too, and it was just like, what the hell? Like I can't. I'm not making this up. Fucking, it's like when we both came to the realization, we're talking about the same person. I literally felt the shivers. Like I swear to God, the wind blew like a second after. Like some shit straight out of an anime. I swear, but it was like I don't know, like, cause he's still scared. He's in the corner over there. But for me, it was like I was scared, but it's more so it's like they're trying to stop me from doing something. Like they're trying to, yeah, they want to deplete you, but it's like why? Like what are they trying to stop me from attaining? I think it's ass projection. Maybe it's something greater. Maybe it's the Christ consciousness. We'll kind of get into all that too. But I don't know if anyone here. I've noticed with women, they talk about like seeing spirits and that stuff, but I guess with men, I don't know if it's just in our dreams. I don't know if you see them while you're awake, but because this is all new to me, right? But I'm almost on day 60. I know there are people, but it's like damn. But another reason I'm recording this is because like if anyone's out there going through anything similar, or you're like retention is nonsense or whatever, like I get it. I was that way too, but like you have to start. I mean, I can't tell you guys like how much like shit has changed since like September. But like when you're aligned and like increasing your vibration, shit starts to change. I'm talking about like really, really quickly, right? Because when you're not gooning and doing all this bullshit, you're not watching the corner or whatever, you're forced to kind of deal with your problems, right? And that quickly leads to like a lot of emotional growth, like pretty quickly too. But there's gonna be a lot of anime references, by the way, so hopefully you guys. But like, you know how like usually in most anime, right? Usually like when you bring the dead back to life, it's like taboo. But then I also think about it like usually if you can like bring life back, or create it, that's also really powerful too. And that's what retention kind of is. It's like we're transmuting that energy. Like it's that powerful. And I feel like for anyone that's been retaining for a while, it's like this shit is like, boys, it's not a fucking game. It's like it's life or death. Like literally. Cause there are a lot of people, fortunately women, that are probably trying to drain your energy. And it's like when you start retaining for so long, like I'm telling you, shit is gonna start changing so fast. Like I've seen it like in my work, in my lifts, the ability to just do things, and it's like it's almost effortless, but it's also gonna make you start to like seek shit out. I meditate more, I'm more present. You're not so fried to your phone. You can kind of just sit in silence. Like I've quite literally, I've had a few like 1 hour meditation sessions, and something I've been trying to do for years. Like you get a line that you retain long enough and the shit just becomes automatic. But then there's the glow that they talk about. And I know it's real because it's like the way people would describe me now, or even like I work in sales, so it's like it's very easy to tell. It's like I don't know, maybe I just never noticed it before, but it's like people will say like hi to you. People are just more friendly. But I also notice like anyone that retains, if you're in like a school setting, you'll probably relate to this more, but it's almost like the teacher or whatever, they'll like pick on you more or like look to you, or like if people are like, oh, who wants to go first? Everyone gradually just like instinctively like looks towards you or if they're like talking their presentation, it's like they're staring at you. And I'm like, and it's just a bunch of small things like that. I'm sure you guys can relate to it too, but it's like I've definitely seen people talk about it online, but now it's happened to me. It's like, damn, like this shit's, really real. But it's like it's just so much small things. Like you'll notice like certain cars, or you can just like, when you look backwards on like events and you kind of start connecting the dots, like you really see how they all connect to like a certain point. And it just has your mind like going like this. So I'm like, this shit is so powerful. It's like, and it's also, I'd say another consequence too. That's what I kind of call this, like all the things you want, all your goals you want, it's just a consequence of your vibration. Cause it gets like so high. Like it's effortless for me to eat healthy, work out. Like it requires like there's no friction. It's something you just do. But that's gonna bleed into like other aspects too. If you have goals or standards. Like when you retain, you don't want to go back to like that depleted point. Cause when I realized like damn, like I was, when you're doing it like every other day or whatever and you're just wasting this energy, it's like no wonder shit, wasn't changing. And it feels like now like I'm getting to the point where it's like it's just gonna start changing like very fast. Cause you just get more aligned. Like had a genuine encounter with a spirit like basically yesterday, and that's the first because this is like uncharted territory. Like this is my longest streak, day 55. Like while I have this awareness or consciousness, we'll kind of get into that too because I think it's important because a lot of you guys are probably like retaining, but you're not aligned, so you're probably still edging, you're still gooning, or you're not really doing anything. You're just sitting at home. Like think of like a glass, right? Like a glass of like water. If you just like keep filling it, because as you retain more and more and more energy is just gonna get in the glass. But if it has nowhere to go, or you don't pour any out, eventually it's gonna spill and then you're gonna relapse. So you want to like pour it into little things, like pour it into the gym, start a business, like just do anything. Just don't sit still. But I find it's like it's almost impossible now for me to like I can't just sit still. Like there's always something to do, like something to work towards. It's why I actually started posting, when I started developing this awareness, it's made me like, it's definitely got me to meditate more. I'd recommend that too, guys. If you can't meditate in silence, like just do a guided meditation, but definitely meditate more. But like when I tell you guys, there's so much consequences to retention. Like they'll come to me slowly, but it's like there's so much shit has changed. Like just the people too. You're gonna notice like as you start retaining, like you're not going to interact with the same people. Like you realize people that were like you didn't realize how important they were. They're becoming very important now. You'll naturally start to hang out with them more and less of other people. It's also kind of scary too, because like even your family. And I know it's like something I've noticed because I have a lot of like female friends, but it's like I feel like it's so powerful for men because like we're very logical, but when you combine like intuition and the alignment with logic, that makes you like really powerful because you can start to make choices like for what I call like the I am awareness or the Christ consciousness, but they still stem in logic, but it's more so from like feeling. So it's almost like there's no like, how do I describe it? Like there's no like delay. Like when I get a call to do something, like I just do it now. Like it's effortless to be healthy. Oh, I gotta work out. Like, I get to work out. Like, this is something I do as a consequence of this current vibration. And you almost like, I think back years ago where it's like, I've always been pretty motivated to work out, but there are definitely times like I didn't want to go. But now it's like, it's effortless. And I would say like the biggest thing for me with retention, it's like, it helps your confidence around women and just people in general because your standards get so high. When I hear dumb shit now, like I'm not even bothered. Like I'm like, all right, whatever. Like low vibration. Maybe it's ego or whatever. But like I feel like as men, it's like and this is something like women are gonna tell you, like, oh, like, it's okay. You could do this. Like but it's like they're almost lying to you. Like, Mother Nature is pretty ruthless. Like if you're not the best version of yourself, like especially as a man, like you're gonna have a pretty rough time, And retention is gonna have you operate at like that 1%. Because even if you've only gone a week, you're already basically part of the 1%, you know? Because people, they can't go a day without doing it, you know? And I'm talking about like true retention. That's something I'll get into more probably like in another video. It's like where you're really not distracting yourself. So you're just forced to kind of deal with your thoughts. And like you gotta channel that into productive things. But it's like there's so much levels like to retention because I've done it in the past, like in the whole like no November. Like it's kind of like for how much benefits you get from doing this properly, it makes no sense to fucking do it like only for a month, like, you know. And the biggest thing, like when I talk to my bro and realize too, because I'm sure a lot of guys like, you know, we struggle with lust, but it's like if you can channel that, and this is something where it's like, you know, it's because like I'm spiritual now because that's our true nature. Like we're all spiritual beings. It's just coming to the awareness that we are. But like I will slowly start to read the Bible more. But when it talks about how Jesus kind of like healed the sick, you know, turned water into wine, you know, and all these like crazy stories, every day I'm like, yeah, no, those things definitely happened, you know, because the whole like Christ consciousness, look into that too. Everyone's probably gonna have their own interpretation, but like the answers really lie within. When you stop looking outside for the answers, that's where you'll start to see like a lot of the growth, you know. That's why like for men, like you guys have to work out. There's no, I don't want to hear it. I don't like, it really doesn't matter whatever the reason is. Like you have to work out because it's a gateway like into this alignment, like raising your vibration, because that's how I got to this point, you know. When I really, because I've been, you know, doing this, working out consistently and like eating right for like 4 or 5 years, but like the most recent 2, or even like last year, that's when I really started like taking it seriously and getting to that level. And like as a consequence of that, among other things too, it kind of led me to the point I'm at now. But like your standards will just get so high. It's like certain people you won't want to talk to anymore, certain foods you won't want to eat, certain people just not gonna interact with anymore. But it's gonna make you like, I don't know how to explain it. And that's another thing. It's like when like when you talk to people, and anyone that works in sales maybe understands this too. It's like you can kind of like sense like what their actual problem is. Or if someone says like I understand, like I had a friend, like we were having this conversation, but she was like, I understand, but I totally knew like she didn't understand. Because when you're talking to someone on the same vibration, like you'll know. It's like it's hard to explain, but like you'll know. You know they're not below you and they're not above you. Like they're right at that level. Like you'll just intuitively know. Like it's a lot of things like some of you guys understand, but some of you guys are like, what the fuck is he talking about? You know, like, oh, spirits and stuff, shit, that's not real. Maybe, but you know, if you do this long enough, one of the consequences, you're forced to deal with these things, you know, like it's gonna start to occur. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but that's why, you know, like I want to talk about this because it's like, I'm sure some of you guys are going through that too, but besides my bro, there's no one else I can really talk to about this stuff. So it's like, I'm gonna start posting more for you guys because it's like, if anyone needs help or just want someone to talk to, you know, we have like a Discord community too. You know, we can talk there, but I think it's definitely important to have these conversations. Because today, guys, it was genuinely like, it was kind of scary, honestly. Because I was like, because there's a few retainers I follow, but mainly Rin just posted. Then there's Bogdan, but they kind of talk about like, it's almost like spiritual warfare, but protecting your sack or whatever you want to call it. Well, it's like, guys, it is so important. Like genuinely, it's like my standards are so high for women. Like, I'm not saying you have to be Beyonce, but if you're not spiritual, you don't eat healthy, you don't work out, it's not gonna work. I certainly won't release my seed. That's the bare minimum, you know. But it's like your standards will get so high, you're not gonna want to interact with most women because you realize it's not worth it, you know. When you release, they gain everything. You lose everything, you know. It's almost like superpowers, you know. Like I think here's another anime. Anyone that's seen Bleach, right? You know, before like Ichigo fights Aizen, and he fucking goes to like that like limbo world, like the Dongai world, and he's basically there for like it's like a month, but it's like a year or two has passed in like the actual world. So he basically retains for like 2 years, and he comes back a completely different person. But to go into that point a little more, it's like, I don't know if you guys remember, like Gin, the guy, you can't see his eyes. He kind of talks about like, oh, before like, Ichigo's eyes were like kind of weak. He was like, you know, you could see he was scared, fearful. When he comes back, it's that glow everyone talks about. Like his eyes are just like confident, strong, you know? And Aizen is so shocked. He thinks he's fucking like discarded his powers in exchange for physical strength, but he's just on like a different like level, like, and you can't even fucking describe it. And I think too, it's like I'm only on day 55. There are people on day 200, 300, maybe even day 1,000. They're on a different fucking like plane. You know, they probably astral project daily. You know, they have like full mastery over like their mind and thoughts. And I'm like, here's another thing too. It's like it's just gonna make you like so obsessed because like you just want to keep like seeking out the answers, even though it's like all the answers are within. But as you get like new perspectives and you interact with people, it just makes you like more and more obsessed. And for those that read the Bible, you know, 6:33 Matthew, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added on to you. Um, I think that's definitely, with my limited knowledge of the Bible, that's definitely one of the most important like parts, I'd say. Just due to the fact that it's kind of like it's telling you to look inward, which a lot of people just don't do. You know, like we'll kind of like pray for things, but we don't really do like that deep work. And retention, if you do it from alignment or you do it properly, like you're forced. I'm telling you, every problem you have, you're gonna be forced to deal with very, very quickly, and you'll be surprised the growth you'll make in like a couple of weeks. You know, and I can't imagine months or like a year of like doing this. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna post more. Just had to get that out there. Today was a very, very interesting day, but I encourage everyone to retain really, you know, like your sexual energy. Really be mindful of it, you know. And yeah, just keep retaining, you know, take it a day at a time. But like keep, you know, stay on your self improvement grind and like keep seeking out the answers. But yeah, that's day 55.